Hey everyone, today I'm going to be showing you one of the strongest builds you can make with the brand new Delicate Tomb Fusion Rifle. This build is really strong in on-level content and even stronger in master and raid level content. The chain lightning on top of all the new Arc 3.0 changes makes this weapon a really fun and effective fusion rifle for all the activities you're going to find yourself doing this season. Now, I'm not really usually this kind of guy, but if you do like this build and you want more from me, please leave a like and a comment letting me know what you want me to make next. But without further ado, let's get straight into the build. So, for this build, we are going to be on the Stormcooler Warlock. The first fragment we're going to be using will be the Spark of Beacons. This is really useful when it comes to staying alive, as when the enemies are blinded, they don't shoot back, which means good survivability. Our second fragment will be Spark of Resistance, which allows us to take less damage when we're surrounded by combatants. This allows us to get up close with our fusion without having to worry about taking big chunky damage. The third fragment we will be using is Spark of Ions. This will give you more ionic traces when killing jolted enemies, which actually stacks with the chance to give one to you that the Delicate Tomb has. This is really nice because you can get your abilities back quicker, and if you don't actually have Tempest Cascade active on your fusion, this will give it to you a lot easier. And the final fragment on this build will be Spark of Discharge. This allows us to have an even higher chance of getting that ionic trace to drop in front of us. Sometimes you can even get 3 to drop at once, giving you all of your abilities back. Our first aspect will be Lightning Surge. This lets us have a stronger melee, which even spawns elemental wells, orbs, and traces with this build. And the second one will be Electrostatic Mine. It gives us a guaranteed ionic trace to jolted or blinded enemies, and ability kills. And also, you can use whatever abilities or supers you want, it doesn't matter. Now, for the helmet, we are going to be using Crown of Tempests, with the first mod being Elemental Armaments, allowing us to generate plenty of wells with our fusion rifle. The second mod will be Harmonic Siphon, basically the same thing as Elemental Armaments, but that's for orbs instead. And the final mod is Arc Siphon, making even more orbs with the fusion rifle. Now, the gauntlets are pretty simple. We're just using Font of Might, so we get more damage with the fusion when we pick up a well, and fusion rifle loader, so we can reload it quicker, just in case you don't have the catalyst. For the chest piece, we'll be using Well of Irons. This lets us use our Lightning Surge to kill even more enemies due to the high damage output after we pick up an elemental well. The second mod is Melee Damage Resistance. This synergizes well with Spark of Resistance to let us get in closer without having to worry about big chunks of damage. And the last mod is Thermoshock Plating, just so you take even less damage from annoying AoE enemies when you're closing in. For the boots, we are using High Energy Fire to really buff the damage of our fusion when we are charged with light from picking up the orbs. Second mod will be Recuperation, for that extra bit of survivability when going in for an orb. And the final mod will be Innovation, so we can spam our grenades a little bit more to make more wells and traces. Now for the final piece, the class item, all we're going to be using is Taking Charge, just so we can become charged with light upon picking up the orbs and power. However, in endgame content, you can use Bad Amplitude, just so you can get that extra edge on champions. Now, that's pretty much it for the build, but you're probably wondering on how to use it. Here's a quick demo showing the sequence of what I do in order to get all the buffs working. However, do feel free to make your own method. This is a pretty versatile build, so you can't really go wrong. So, what you see me do here at the start is I use my melee ability to generate the trace so that my fusion rifle can hit this Hydra and these Harpies really hard. After I kill this Harpy, he drops an orb, which when I pick it up it's going to buff my damage and reduce my cooldowns by even more. Now right here, I pick up an Elemental Well, which means that my melee ability is going to hit a lot harder, so when I hit this Minotaur, it's guaranteed that he's going to die. Now, because on the left side I have Tempest Cascade active, that means that my fusion rifle is going to do chain damage across all the enemies in the room. So I just spray and pray and everything kind of dies. Of course, once you find your own way with the build, you'll find your own kind of play style. This build can be played from a bit of a longer range, spamming the fusion rifle a bit more, but can also be played really up close, just deleting everything that gets in your way. Now that's about it for the video. I thank you guys for watching and I hope you enjoyed the build. I'm probably going to use this throughout the rest of the season, and if you guys leave down in the comments what builds you want to see next, I can actually try my hardest to provide. Anyways, thanks for watching. Until next time.